Rodney Dangerfield built an entire career around one unforgettable idea: that nobody gave him any respect. Audiences laughed every time he tugged at his red tie and fired off another brutal joke about his bad luck, his appearance, or his miserable life.
You know what? I take it all back. Looks are not that important.
But behind the comedy was a man carrying years of pain, rejection, and emotional scars that most people never truly understood. And in the final chapter of his life, that pain collided with one last unforgettable performance tied to late-night legend Johnny Carson. Long before he became Rodney Dangerfield, he was Jacob Cohen, a lonely child growing up in poverty during the Great Depression. His father was mostly absent, his mother emotionally distant, and the young boy spent much of his childhood wandering the streets alone. Those early years left deep emotional wounds that never completely healed. Rodney later turned those painful memories into comedy, but the laughter often covered a darker truth. The famous "no respect" routine was not just an act. It reflected how he genuinely felt for most of his life. His rise to fame was anything but easy. Before the world knew Rodney Dangerfield, he performed under the name Jack Roy and struggled for years in tiny clubs with almost no success. He quit comedy completely, sold aluminum siding, and tried to live a normal life with his family. At one point, he joked that when he left show business, he was the only person who noticed. But the stage kept calling him back. Everything changed when he reinvented himself as Rodney Dangerfield, the nervous underdog who could never catch a break. His breakthrough on The Ed Sullivan Show turned him into an overnight sensation. Then came dozens of appearances with Johnny Carson on The Tonight Show, where their chemistry became legendary. Carson understood Rodney's timing perfectly, and millions of viewers tuned in just to watch the two comedy giants together. Rodney became one of Carson's favorite guests because every appearance felt unpredictable, honest, and hilarious. As his fame exploded with movies like Caddyshack and Back to School, Rodney finally became the star he had always dreamed of becoming. Yet even with the success, depression and health problems followed him for decades. He battled anxiety, loneliness, addiction, and serious medical issues while continuing to make audiences laugh. Friends close to him later admitted that comedy was often the only thing keeping him going. By the early 2000s, Rodney's body was failing. He suffered strokes, underwent brain surgery, and eventually faced dangerous heart valve surgery. But even inside hospital rooms, he never stopped being Rodney Dangerfield. Nurses, doctors, and visitors all witnessed the same thing. He continued telling jokes right until the end. One story has become part of Hollywood legend. During Rodney's final days, Johnny Carson reportedly visited him in the hospital. The two men who had shared decades of laughter together were suddenly facing something far more serious. Yet according to those close to Rodney, he still managed to perform for Carson one last time, cracking jokes from his hospital bed despite the pain he was enduring. It was not a stage. There were no cameras and no audience applause, just two old friends sharing one final moment through comedy. That moment perfectly captured who Rodney Dangerfield really was. He spent his entire life transforming suffering into laughter. Even when his health collapsed and the end was near, he refused to stop entertaining the people around him. Comedy was not just his career, it was his survival. When Rodney passed away in 2004 at the age of 82, the world lost more than a comedian. It lost a man who taught millions of people how to laugh through heartbreak, insecurity, and struggle. The guy who claimed he got no respect ended up becoming one of the most respected comedy legends of all time. If you enjoyed this story and want more powerful Hollywood stories like this, subscribe to Hollywood Bulletin and press the bell icon so you never miss another video.